African American Women in Cinema Educational Series. My name is Roger Maloney of Ufront Media. Ufront Media is a news company that curates and creates content for various ebony voices. Look at us as a TV guide to promote African American content. And also today we have a special guest. Her name is Miss Phoenix Wallace. Phoenix, how you doing? Good to see you.
I'm awesome. Thank you.
Before you get started, Phoenix, let me just give everybody just a little taste of your background. Phoenix is also the director of the African American Women in Cinema Atlanta chapter, and she's also the CEO of Red Carpet Society Media Group, LLC. It's a film production company. It's also based in Atlanta, Georgia. And Phoenix also is a screenwriter, producer, and consultant for other filmmakers. And within 1 year, she's amassed a network of actors, filmmakers, and directors all in 1 year that work on various film projects. Talk about Avengers Assemble. That's some serious networking.
Yeah.
Phoenix, let me ask you a quick question. Today's topic is called Screenwriters 101. For new screenwriters, what's the first tip you would give them if they're just trying to get started, just writing their first screenplay?
Write your first screenplay. Don't expect it to get picked up right away. That's just it. I think people feel like they see a Hollywood dream and they want to jump on it, and they get immediately discouraged if it doesn't pan out. Like, be hopeful, but also have thick skin for rejection, because this industry is it's really tough, but it's fun and I love it.
Wow. My second question I have for you is, what do you tell a person that's been writing a lot of screenplays, but they haven't got their big break as of yet?
Keep going. Keep going. You can't stop. You have to keep going. You're going to get plenty of no's before you get a yes. And sometimes you have to really hone your craft before people gravitate to what you're doing. You really have to embrace it and master your craft, get into what you're doing, and somebody will eventually pick it up, or you'll gather the resources yourself, because you are able to produce your own things. You can gather your resources from equity and all types of things and invest in your own stuff, so you don't have to wait for other people.
That's great information. So I hear you have a wonderful presentation that you want to really take us through, like the early stages all the way to like the final product of how to write a great screenplay. So yeah. Phoenix, I'm going to turn over the rest of the presentation over to you.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, guys, you want to write a screenplay, you want to be in Hollywood. Well, you got to learn some things. There's a few easy tips. The first is your treatment. That's your blueprint, your guideline. The treatment is basically an awesome marketing tool to pitch your projects to the Hollywood bigwigs, Amazon, Netflix, Hulu. That's what you would use to kind of, get in there, get your running start. It's also a way for writers to organize and strategize what they want to do as far as moving forward on a film or a television type of a script, even stage plays. So if you're interested in getting your writing done, these are the tools you need. The treatment is going to be the first step in the blueprint. You got to follow it to a T. A treatment is just a detailed draft summary of what your project is going to be about from beginning to end. So you want to make sure it's really crisp, it's energetic, it's snappy, it's catchy, and it captivates people. So make sure that it's interesting. The first thing you want to do is pick a genre. We all know we like different things. You might like comedy, action. There's so many genres to choose from. You have action, adventure, comedy, drama, fantasy, horror, sci-fi, mystery, thriller, suspense. There are so many more subtitles there. But pick the one that you're most passionate about and work from there. You should always work from a place of passion so that you're not stressed. It can block you as a writer. So make sure you choose wisely when you're selecting a genre. The next thing you're going to do is pick a title. Pick a really good title. Make sure it's short, sweet, to the point, concise, and aligned with what your project is about. It's okay to have a project that has the same name as another project, because there's plenty of projects that float out there with general names that it would not be a copyright infringement, so don't worry about it. But what you will do is register your distinct writing and your distinct storyline and treatment with the Writers Guild, which we'll discuss later on down the line. But the title sets the tone for the direction of the film. So you want to make sure that you pick a good title and that the title basically is going to be what the script embodies. So you want to make sure it's all in sync. And you can research titles. Feel free to research if you don't really know, you want a really catchy, good name or title. Look up some names and see if it makes sense. Look up some synonyms to what you're thinking of. But always try to be original and just make sure that it has that little extra flair to it. Like I said, it's all right to have other films with that same title because that does happen, but it's okay. Don't worry about that. Now, what you're going to do is create a compelling log line. A log line is maybe a one sentence, sometimes two if you veer off, but let's keep it to one. You're going to give a brief summary on what the script is about. It's kind of like when you're reading info on a TV show that you're watching and you read what it's about. That's your log line. So you're going to give as much information about what you're doing or what that project is about in that one line. Make sure it's catchy, make sure it's compelling, make sure it's intriguing, and it's intriguing enough to make a person want to keep reading what you wrote. That's what the log line is all about. Giving us a lot of information, a little bit of time, because the Hollywood bigwigs, they are pressed for time. There's so many other people out there. This is a competitive industry. So you want to make sure that yours is crisp, to the point, and definitely unique and stands out from the others. Now, what we're going to do is create key characters. Got to have some really good, compelling characters when you create a storyline. I would reference to Power. If people have watched Power, you see that each character has distinct personality traits, physical attributes, hang-ups, emotions, things that they're dealing with. When you create a character, you're designing them from scratch. You're designing their physical. You're designing their backstory, their family, their friends, their quirks, their loves, their hates. So you really have to embody that character. And you also have to have a dialogue that is distinct to each character. Each character cannot sound the same. So you want to make sure that you have a distinct sound and profile created for each character. And that way, all the characters will play off each other well. And then now you have a winning project because you're giving substance, you're giving something extra to the table. It all has to make sense and it all needs to correlate to the script. So make sure you create some really, really awesome key characters. That's the key to success right there. The characters, maybe that's why it's called key characters. Plot summary. Your plot summary is basically your thesis, your log line expanded on a little longer, 3 supporting details and some subtitles on there, some supporting details under each point to build on how you want to see the content go from beginning to end. So you want to explain how you want your script to go from beginning to end. And you're going to make sure that you have all your stuff outlined so that when you're writing the script, you have a perfect guideline. You're not at a loss. You don't get writer's block. Just brainstorm. Think of different ideas and scenarios, how they could play out. Write it down. Pick the strongest of the scenarios and implement that. But always write it down. You can also, if you're doing episodics, make sure you do at least 3 episodes and give them 3 episodes to read to see how you would develop, should they pick up your project, how the storyline would continue on. If you're doing just a movie, make sure the acts are very interesting, action-packed, sad, funny, whatever you choose, make sure that it embodies the genre that you selected. In horror films, you have to have a scare factor every 7 pages. When you're brainstorming, just free flow off the top of your head, no matter how silly it sounds, jot it down. I can tell you. Now, what you're going to do, and I referred to it earlier, after you get that treatment done, pick your title, you're going to go to the Writers Guild of America. East, West, wherever you are, go to the website, $20, register your film, and they're going to send you a certificate in a couple of weeks, giving you a number to those works that nobody can copy that work. That's kind of your copyright for that. It expires in 5 years, so make sure if you didn't pick up on that project, and you want to revisit it, then re-register $20 and keep the flow going. For the most part, you want to hold those documents. It's very important to have that, because when you write your script, you're going to put that registration number on the title page of the script so that people know that the idea is registered. You can't steal it. Also, if you're interested in more film networking, more events, go to www.aawic.org. That's African American Women in Cinema.org. Sign up with us, become a member. We have a lot of great stuff lined up for this year. Become a member, hit that member tab, and come get some of the incentives that come along with it, discounted tickets and things like that for events, film festival stuff. So you don't want to miss out on that. And also, writing. I want to give you the best software possible. They've been a sponsor of ours for some years. Final Draft. It's the Hollywood standard for writing. Right now, they're running at 20% off. So you might want to run out and try to get that software, but it's the best software. You can collaborate online with other writers. You can even work in your treatment and break sheets with other writers online together. All that person just has to have the writing software as well. And you could connect just like we're connected here. You could connect with that person and collaborate, and you can actually see each other's screens and work together. So Final Draft is just really awesome. It's the standard that Hollywood looks for. So why not choose that one? But it's at your discretion. Also, I'm giving you notes on a great book to purchase, which is called The Hollywood Standard. Once again, how to write your film from beginning to end, The Hollywood Standard. Check the package on the website. Go back through the materials. All the resources and reference links are there for Final Draft and for that book and for AAWIC. So I just want to thank Roger for inviting me out. And I want to thank African American Women in Cinema and Tara Renee for having me. I appreciate you guys so much.
Phoenix, I got my notebook and I wrote some notes down. I ain't playing. I'm trying to be the next Spike Lee right now. Shoot, I ain't playing.
Write those notes.
Phoenix, that was great stuff. Thank you so much. And where can people reach out to you if they wanted to ask you some more questions? Give everybody all your social media handles and all that other good stuff.
Okay, we have an AAWIC ATL on Instagram. We also have AAWIC on Facebook. And you can also reach me at email. I believe it's awicatl1@gmail.com. So you can reach me at those locations.